The signpost was unhelpful. Some faint characters on one of its blistered arms informed the seeker after knowledge that Lumsden lay to the west, reached presumably at the end of a dubious-looking lane. The other arm indicated the direction of Pittingley, a place Mr. Amberley had never heard of. However, if Lumsden lay to the west, Upper Nettlefold ought to be found somewhere in the direction of the obscure Pittingley. Mr. Amberley switched off his spot lamp and swung the car round, reflecting savagely that he should have known better than to have trusted to his cousin Felicity's enthusiastic but incomplete directions. If he had had the sense to follow the usual road, he would have been at Greythorne by now. As it was, Felicity's short way had already made him late for dinner. He drove on rather cautiously down a bumpy lane flanked by quickset hedges. Wreaths of autumn mist curled across the road and further exasperated him. He passed a road winding off to the left, but it looked unpromising, and he bore on towards Pittingley. The lane twisted and turned its way through the Weald. There were apparently no houses on it, nor did Pittingley, a place towards which Mr. Amberley was fast developing an acute dislike, materialize. He glanced at his watch and swore gently. It was already some minutes after 8. He pressed his foot down on the accelerator, and the long, powerful Bentley shot forward, bounding over the rough surface in a way that was very bad for Mr. Amberley's temper. Pittingley seemed to be destined to remain a mystery. No sign of any village greeted Mr. Amberley's rather hard grey eyes, but round a sharp bend in the lane a red tail light came into view. As the Bentley drew closer, its headlights, piercing the mist, picked out a motionless figure standing in the road beside the stationary car. The car, Mr. Amberley observed, was a closed Austin 7. It was drawn up to the side of the road, its engine switched off, and only its side and tail lights burning. He slackened speed and saw that the still figure in the road was not that of a man, as he had at first supposed, but of a female, dressed in a belted raincoat with a felt hat pulled low over her forehead. Mr. Amberley brought his Bentley to a standstill alongside the little Austin, and leaned across the vacant seat beside him. "Is anything wrong?" he said, not without a touch of impatience. Really, if on the top of having lost his way he was going to have to change a wheel or peer into the bowels of the Austin's engine, it would be the crowning annoyance. The girl, he guessed rather than saw that she was quite young, did not move. She was standing by the off door of the Austin with her hands thrust into the pockets of her raincoat. "No, nothing," she said. Her voice was deep. He got the impression that something was wrong, but he had not the smallest desire to discover the cause of the underlying agitation in her curt words. "Then can you tell me if I'm on the right road for Greythorne?" he asked. "I don't know," she said ungraciously. A somewhat sardonic gleam shot into Mr. Amberley's eyes. "A stranger to these parts yourself, no doubt." She moved her head, and he saw her face for a moment, a pale oval with a mouth he thought sulky. "Yes, I am, practically. Anyway, I've never heard of Greythorne. Good night." This was pointed enough, but Mr. Amberley ignored it. His own manners were, his family informed him, abrupt to the point of rudeness, and the girl's surliness rather pleased him. "Tax your brain a little further," he requested. "Do you know the way to Upper Nettlefold?" The brim of her hat threw a shadow over her eyes, but he was sure that she glowered at him. "You ought to have taken a turning to the left about a mile back," she informed him. "Damn," said Mr. Amberley. "Thanks." He sat back in his seat and took out the clutch. To turn the car in this narrow lane was not easy. He drove on till he was clear of the Austin and began his manoeuvres. After considerable trouble he got the Bentley round, its headlamps illuminating the girl and the Austin in two brilliant shafts of light. As the car swung round she flinched, as though the sudden blaze of light startled her. Mr. Amberley saw her face chalk white for a moment before she averted it.